And welcome back, students, to our next lesson on text files. As today we could discuss how to read from a text file. Remember before we wrote to one, now we're going to read. So, getting started. The two most common stream classes used for reading a text file are the scanner class and the buffered reader class. We'll discuss both of these approaches to reading from a text file. Now, the scanner class offers a richer group of methods for reading from a text file and is our preferred class to use from reading from a text file. Of course, we're obviously familiar with the scanner class. We've been using it quite frequently. However, the buffered reader class is also widely used and is also a reasonable choice. Now, for our purposes, we're largely going to stick to using the scanner class. So let's start off by talking about how to read a text file using the scanner class. Now, the same scanner class that we use for reading from the keyboard can also be used for reading from a text file. So to do so, we're going to replace the argument system.in, which was in our scanner constructor, with a suitable stream that's connected to the text file. All right, so this is kind of a good illustration of the notion of how a stream works. Now, the last scanner really doesn't care if its stream argument comes from the keyboard or if it's coming from a text file. The scanner doesn't care. It's like, hey, I'm getting input, I'm happy. Now, the use of scanner for reading from a text file is illustrated in our text file scanner demo, which contains a program that reads 3 numbers in a line of text from a text file named morestuff.txt and writes them back to the screen. The file morestuff.txt is a text file that a person could have created with a text editor or that a Java program could have created using PrintWriter. Now, the program is going to open the scanner stream and connect it to the text file with morestuff.txt as follows. Scanner input stream equals null, some code, input stream equals new scanner, new file input stream stuff.txt. And if I look here at the text file scanner demo, you can see just that here. Here's my scanner input stream set to null. Notice it's outside the try block just like before because we don't want it to run into errors. If we do just like before, we talked about in our previous lesson, if we put it inside the try block, we're going to have some issues. Then we have a try block, input stream is new scanner, file input stream, morestuff.txt. Then we have our catch, file morestuff.txt was not found or could not be opened, system is 0. Otherwise, it's going to, in this case, capture 3 integers, so 1, 2, 3. And then it's going to do a next line here, and it's going to output the next line. All right, I've already run this program once here, which is from this text file here. And let me just go ahead and open that up real quick here. So if I go to I know I got a lot of files here, workspace, and I go to the demo folder, you can see I have this morestuff.txt file. And it's a pretty simple file. It just has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 on different lines, and of course, bite me. And that text, of course, appears here in the program. And if I clear this out, you'll notice that when I run the program, it puts out the numbers 1, 2, 3. 4 is not captured, all right, because I didn't capture that with the next int. Instead, I said go right to the next line. So even though 4 is still there, it's not being used because I said go to the next line. So it automatically jumps into the next line. And that's how I get the next 3 numbers read from the file are 1, 2, 3. And the line read from the file is, of course, bite me. All right. So that kind of gives you some quick idea of how it works. It's really not that complicated on how we get input. The class scanner, much like our class PrintWriter that we explored in our previous lesson, has no constructor that takes a file name as its argument. All right, we have to use an input stream kind of thing. So we're going to use another class, in this case, file input stream, to convert the file name to an object that can be suitable argument to the scanner constructor. Now you'll note that the methods nextInt and nextLine read from the text files exactly the same way that they read from the keyboard. So, like how we did like scanner keyboard is an object, and then we do like int num equals keyboard.nextInt. It's functioning kind of the same way, except here we're getting it from the text file. Now the other scanner methods for reading input also behave the same when reading from a text file as they do when used to read from the keyboard. All right, and if we talk about opening a text file for reading with the scanner, what it does is creates a stream of the class scanner and connects it to a text file as reading files. So the general syntax is you're going to say scanner stream object equals new scanner new file input stream file name. So a quick example of that, of course, is scanner input stream equals new scanner new file input stream or stuff.txt. So generally speaking, like when we do our keyboard, we always say scanner keyboard. So a lot of times you'll see input stream as the name of the object here, simply because it's kind of a pretty self-explanatory thing. Now after the statement, of course, we can use the methods next int, the next double, next line, so forth, to read from the named text files, just as you use these methods to read from the keyboard. Now, when used in this way, the file input stream constructor, and hence the scanner constructor invocation, can throw a file not found exception, which of course is the type of IO exception. Because obviously if the file's not there, it's not there. So this one's a little more self-explanatory than when we did the other one where we created the file, which is like, wait, the file not found exception? How does that make sense? Here it very much makes sense because literally it's looking for that file. If it doesn't find the file, it throws an error. All right, and just real quickly, let's recap that file not found exception. So if your program attempts to open a file for reading and there's no such file, then a file not found exception is thrown. As we saw earlier in the chapter, a file not found exception is also thrown in some other situations, such as with the print writer. Now, a file not found exception, if you recall, is a type of IO exception, IO meaning input-output. And that wraps it up, folks. So a nice, quick, and easy lesson here. So we will see you next time.